Just how bad can a $5 fake of an already cheap watch be? We're about to find out. Here we have the classic Casio F91W in yellow. This is my wife's watch. Looks great in the summer. And here is a suspiciously non-branded F91W that I purchased off eBay about a week ago. This cost $5. This cost about $20. Let's see how close this fake Casio can get to the real thing. Well, the first thing to mention is the packaging is a lot worse. On the positive side, it is a watch and it is working, so that's one thing. First thing that strikes me is the colouring is not quite right, is it? See, the regular F91 is a very good match between watch face and bracelet or strap, whereas on the fake there's a clear colour difference between these two components. The plastic, it's yellow dyed plastic, whereas this is resin coated, so this feels a lot nicer, higher quality finish. This just feels like a Happy Meal toy. When you look down from the top there, you can see the tolerances are a lot worse on the cheap version. You can see there's a bit of the moulding is still stuck on there. You can see the pin bar sticking out. They've tried to keep in the same sort of spirit and design as the actual F91 rubber strap, but even just feeling the material, the F91, the genuine one, is much more supple. This one is, you can tell it's been made out of cheaper materials. Let's go down to the actual clip here. So feeling the clasps, well, first of all, it's different colour, right? So for some reason Casio put a grey one on their version of the yellow F91. I think I might even prefer if Casio made that yellow, to be honest. So maybe Casio have something to learn from the fakers. But if we look at the yellow clasp on the fake, I mean, this is not going to last. I feel like I could break that with my fingers, whereas this one, there's not much flex in that at all. There's a lot of flex in that one. If we look at the lower half of the bracelet, well, actually, although they're the same size, you can see actually the official F91 is a bit longer. Maybe one to watch out for if you happen to be a man with a very large wrist, then maybe don't buy a fake because it probably won't fit you. Very similar case back. The material and finishing on the F91 is better. You can see that this is using a cheaper tinier metal. Hey, let's be honest, even the Casio is made at a budget price point. Okay, let's come on to the actual watch face themselves. One interesting thing here is with the yellow colour version of the F91, the official one, they go for a muted all white text that gives you a certain look, whereas clearly the faked version here has gone for more of the classic F91 face. What I mean by that is if I bring in here the original F91, you see they've copied the colour in and the black face. In fact, all of the wording is copied from the regular F91 version, but you can see the font is different, and on the fake the wording's slightly bigger, but certainly the face is more similar to the traditional F91. One thing I noticed is even though this watch is brand new, it's kind of, the face is, I was going to say it's littered with marks, but it looks like they've put, okay, so even with a $5 fake you get a protective cover, so props to them for that. So with that taken off, can you hear that? Just sounds cheap, right? Let's try that with a regular one. I think the sort of very weak tolerances around the general watch and when the strap joins onto the main watch that results in that. The pore tolerance just gives that slight vibration when you tap it. Let's concentrate on the actual functionality in the modules now. So the one thing that strikes me straight away is on the F91 you get a perfect border, a gap between the numerals and the cutout for the module. Whereas on here, when I look down at that, the gap at the top is much bigger than the gap at the bottom. So there's some quality issues there. What about functionality? Well, the face is the same, right? You've got the 24-hour time. You've got the day and you've got the date. What about the quality of the displays? Are they broadly the same? Let's check the viewing angles. About the same. Let's try top down. They're about the same. The official version is probably a little bit better. One of the things I noticed is on the cheap version, on the fake, the actual modules set down from the glass, whereas this is more flush with the glass, which gives a better look. Let's go through the modes. We've got an alarm. Got an alarm. Stopwatch. Stopwatch. Does it work? Yep. Can you see when I press the top left-hand button on the fake version, the dial dims a little bit. That's using the light, I think. Can you hear the beeps are different? Listen to the beep on the official Casio. And now for the fake. The fake beep sounds more like a hospital buzzer, whereas the Casio beep, we've been conditioned to associate that Casio beep with a digital watch. Let me dim the light, see if we can get a glimpse of the light. There's the official F91 light. And there's the light on the fake watch. But again, when you turn the light on, it's almost like the display loses power. Let's check them both out on the wrist. For reference, I've got a 16cm wrist, so they both wear roughly the same. One thing I noticed around the side is where the strap joins onto the case that's not going to last. This feels particularly cheap, this area here. You can even, just when you tap the watch, I mean, it feels like a toy, whereas this, yes, it's a cheap watch, but that's going to last. Okay, so they wear roughly the same, similar length strap round here. My conclusion would be, if you actually want a watch for yourself and you're going to wear it for a couple of years, just spend $20. If you want a watch for maybe a school project or some sort of DIY project, or just to give to your kid for them to knock around in the garden, well, this is acceptable, right?